Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Detective Comics 959. Now, happy Wednesday. It's time for a whole new round of comic book goodness. Anyway, what we have here is a bit of a resolution to what turns out to be a fairly short storyline, but it's not. Anyway, just really quick. Basically, the guys have to stop Absalon, that is this AI, that is the original Asriel program that was meant to handle the ultimate assassin kind of thing. Kind of similar, a little tiny bit to the current storyline going on in Batman Beyond. That aside, hey, maybe that's actually the prototype. Anyway, so they're able to kind of defeat it. Asriel later on is doing a little meditating, and then the crux of the actual monster comes up and it looks like it's going to try and take him over. That's cool because this might actually lead to something pretty awesome in the future. Like, he's got the whole split personality thing. He's always kind of had that in the first place. But if they could do something like what happened after Nightfall, kind of revisit it just a little bit and play off of it, reimagined, that would be a good thing. I don't think that would be bad at all. I like the idea of actually doing something a little bit more with John Paul Valley. Anyway, that wasn't the main part of this story. The main thing with this story is that Zatanna is here. Now, there's a little bit of a retcon in the sense that they'd retconned her at one point so that her family mansion was actually in Gotham. So that's how therefore she grew up with Bruce, knowing Bruce. And that was a cool retcon that they were actually childhood friends. Well, they retconned that again a little bit here in Rebirth. We get to see this issue because she is childhood friends with Bruce, but it's because he came out to Las Vegas while her father, Zatanna, was out there doing his magic act. He was actually Bruce was actually learning some magic, very basic sleight of hand stuff from Zatanna, having a hard time mastering coin skills, flipping in the hand and things like that. But that's how he actually met Zatanna, Zee, as he always calls her. So, and she'd never actually stepped foot in Gotham until this issue when she's older. And she says, it's beautiful, but yeah, it's in Jersey and you're looking at the New York or Metropolis skyline. So yeah, of course it's beautiful. Just don't turn around. So you just see gargoyles and the Joker. I mean, geez, it's Gotham for crying out loud. So anyway, this was a really cool story. And basically what happens is that she offered him, Bruce, when she was younger, some kind of a way to find answers to unanswerable questions. And she's like, oh my God, how do you even remember that? No, it doesn't matter because you can't hold me to that. And he's like, yeah, sorry, I need to find out what's going on. Because as it turns out, he's really looking for what happened to Tim Drake. Now, he doesn't know that Tim Drake is still alive. And we're going to find out, I think that he's going to return either the issue before or the issue of Detective 965, because that's actually, it's revealed that Tim Drake's cellmate is going to be revealed, and it's apparently going to be a pretty big revelation. And around that same time in Action Comics, we're also going to find out who Mr. Oz actually is. I know, could be Asmodeus, but probably not at this point. I mean, he's got some serious powers, he took out Mr. Mitzia Spitlick. Anyway, you could also check my podcast I just did. I think it was number 29. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to give this comic book a B+. This was good. It didn't have a whole lot of action in it, but it did have a whole lot of promise. Now, the problem that I'm having with it is that Detective Comics seems to be more about promise and not so much action, with the exception of Orphan destroying a whole bunch of ninjas in the streets and in the subways of Gotham. But aside from that, for the most part, it's mostly just a lot of scattered storylines that are slowly being reached. And once that gets reached, several more storylines open, like what happens in this issue. It's not a bad thing, but we could actually use a little bit of resolution here at one point. Honestly, I'd be happy just to see Tim Drake back and see that reunion and see what actually happens with Batman. And as long as there are some consequences to what happened in the Button number 21 and 22 of Batman and the Flash, I would really like to see some kind of furthering of the plot with that. I mean, hey, we've only got a couple more years before Rebirth is over, right? Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.